I'm gonna show you how I made this track. The entire project file is going to be available for patrons. For the higher tier and for the lower tier, you're going to get the processing rack and the stems. So if you want to grab any of those, feel free. In this video, I'm going to break down how I made the vocals and the basses fit together in the drop. I'm going to go through the sound design briefly, but the entire project breakdown is going to be available on Patreon. So let's get it cracking with the interesting bits. So at first, I had a Korean vocal, or I think it's Korean, I don't know. Not that one, this one. If you wanna play the level up, if you wanna feel the laugh, then level up. Maybe it's English. I'm just not that good at English. But yeah, it didn't work out, unfortunately. I tried a bunch of different vocals. I think I started the original project at a Next Level music school session, and I have this missing Drake's Search and Rescue a cappella. But yeah, I ended up with this. There's someone in the mirror, someone I don't know. Which is super fun. Drums alone sound like this. Typical trap thing. But yeah, let's get cracking with the drop. So on the whole group, I have a soft sine saturator, 73.8%. The 0.8 is really important. It's not. I have just a few layers. It's not even that extremely complicated. So my idea was that I want something that goes mono, super dry in the pre-drop, and then it goes into a drop with the vocal. So yeah, I forgot to turn off the reverb, but essentially, if I remember correctly, I used the same vocal, but let's take a look. Yeah, it's the same vocal. So basically what I did, I put it into a simpler, turn it into a loop. So it goes back and forth. I added a little chorus, OTT, cut off the lows, obviously, erosion to give it some noisy high end. Then 16th note auto pan, turned the phase all the way up so it's not panning between left and right. It's actually like a volume shaper. Then I have this insane plugin called Gain Reduction Deluxe from Joey Sturgis, who also makes JST Clip. And my phone is going crazy, which is an extremely aggressive compressor, and it basically it smooths out the auto pan just a little bit. So instead of bringing back the amount, I decided to compress because it will compress it with the noise a little bit better. And then I have just a tiny bit of 35, almost 35% panning between left and right. So that's why it's going ba 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 ba. Then I'm basically just making it a little louder with the clipper so it can be brought up in the mix. That's the whole sound design, to be honest. I have this machine gun layer behind the drums, so the sidechain pretty much cuts most of it out. It's also delayed 26 milliseconds in the entire channel. And then it comes back when the gun part comes in. And I use the same vocal here for the gun layer as well. The trick here is I made it shorter. So if you think about it, gun basses are percussions with a lot of effects. So I just make it look like a percussion with the fades, and then pretty much used all the same processing with a couple of exceptions. So EQ, gain reduction. So it's a stable volume. It's pretty loud. The auto tune basically just snaps it into place. So I don't have to worry about pitching it to the correct semitone. I'm just going by ear, what should work. And the Antares auto tune, I didn't have Ableton 12 yet, so I had to use this, but this was extremely fast, so it worked like a charm. Then I used OTT 55%, 8 dB output, a little chorus, a little reverb, 50% on the chorus, 15 on the reverb, cutting the lows, and then clipping it. Clipping goes a long way when you do loud stuff, so and they distort together with the sub quite nicely, I think, on the entire group. So on the group, we have the soft sine saturator, and the sub is super noisy and loud. I'm going to bring up a Pro Q. You can see all of these harmonics up here. They are not created and on the actual channel, they are created from the distortion saturation. That's the whole thing. I experimented with this 808 thing instead of the sub bass I ended up using. I think the sub bass, the actual synth sub, sounds way better. In the second part, I have this Skrillex-inspired percussion layer, which is basically the infamous Nosphere break loop. I think it's cut from the break loop. Yeah, I just cut up the whole loop and then rearranged it. So that's on top of everything with a frequency shifter because the tonality of the snares were a little too low. Then EQing it so it fits with the vocal, so it's not pushing the vocal too much. And then just Pro L because on this project, I wanted to be able to control the distortion I have pretty accurately. And that's why I used it. So basically, if you want more distortion, higher attack, shorter release, no look ahead is a good thing. And then just push it with this. Then it will act like a clipper. And if you want to make the limiting faster, turn the attack down. And if that's not enough, try a different style in the algorithm section here or increase the look ahead. But I think if you decrease the attack all the way to 0, it's going to sound fine. That's how I used it on the actual master as well. But that's how I used Pro L. I automated some parameters on the master, so it's not distorting all the time. But if you want to take a look at that, sub to the Patreon, and then you can see the entire thing. Make sure to stream Whisper on Spotify or SoundCloud, whichever you choose, or Apple Music or YouTube Music. Stay healthy, stay safe. Serum 2 preset pack coming soon. Love you. Bye. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to check out my website for a lot of high quality Serum and Vital presets and drum samples. You can also support me on Patreon where I upload bass music specific tutorial content every single month. Peace.